Hey everybody, it's Stan at Ball Golf again. I want to talk to you today about shafts and the effect that they can have on the golf shot. Now we're lucky here at Ball Golf. We've got more than 400 shafts that we can fit you with. And you've heard us say it a million times, and we're serious. We don't care about the brand. We just care about the results. We don't care if it's Titleist or Ping or Cobra or Mizuno or TaylorMade or Callaway. We only want what fits you the best. So I'm going to talk about shafts. Shafts can have an effect on several things, but mostly what I'm going to talk today is spin, because spin is a great indicator of how far you're going to hit the ball. So we want our launch to be between 12 and 15, and we want our spin to be under 3,000. Now, I have a very lightweight shaft in this club right now, and I'm going to hit one here, and we're going to see what happens with the spin, and then I'm going to put a shaft in that would be more of my fitting. The softer the shaft, the lighter the shaft, the more tendency for spin, high spin. Stan, do you ever want that? Yes, sometimes we do. People with low swing speeds, if they can't get enough spin on the ball, we'll put a lighter weight shaft in it for seniors, for ladies, for juniors, for that category of players. What about heavier shafts? The heavier the shaft, the more likely we're going to get less spin. Now, these are not laws, but these are relative terms that we see on an everyday basis. And for those of you, for all of those who've come here to be fit, you can see sometimes when we're switching out shafts, when we have some trouble, or sometimes we get it on the first one, but usually we're switching shafts out. The heavier the shaft, the less the spin. The less the spin, the more the ball rolls. You got it? That's what we want. Everybody's got backspin. Every shot has backspin. But we like for the backspin to be somewhere below 3,000. Okay, I'm going to hit one here. This is a lightweight shaft. Not that I'm Mr. Speed here, but how much spin did that have there? That had, slow popping up there, 4598 spin. 4598, this number right here. Okay, it had a lot of spin. Okay, now I'm going to switch shafts. And I'm going to put my hand, we have low spin heads and low spin shafts, and then we have standard ones, and then we have shafts that can help spin the ball more. This is a low spin shaft. Most of the low spin shafts that we work with are not upcharged shafts. I know there's a company that's going around there doing a lot of club fittings, and they're very high on upcharged shafts. Well, let me tell you what, if you hit that ball in the wrong place on the face, it's going to spin. So the shaft's not going to help. And sometimes when we're fitting, we have to tell people that. We have to say, hey, we got to get that club face more square, get off the heel of the club. Okay, so this is a low spin shaft with a low spin head. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, different shaft and different head. These were drastic deals. This is a lightweight shaft, then we had a better shaft. That spin had 1480. That was drastic. I didn't know that was going to happen that good. That's really good. So this is the number we're looking at right here. My launch was good. 13 forward. This was my club head speed was 101. My ball speed was 144. My angle of attack was -3. Hit down on it a little bit. I don't necessarily like that. But I love this number because that means that's going to roll out. Okay, so we're talking about shafts here, getting the right shaft for the right swing speed. You guys, the shaft that I use today is not like the shaft I used 30 years ago. The shaft 4 was heavier and stiffer. That's not what I swing right now. My club head speed is a little over 100. My ball speed, if I hit it good, is usually somewhere around 150. I've had to learn to launch the ball higher. My eye doesn't like launching the ball higher, but I sure like the results because I hit it 15, 18, 25 yards further sometimes when I launch it high, even into the wind. I know we get a lot of arguments around here. So this conversation is about shafts and how it can affect you. Stan, does that mean that I need a low spin shaft? I don't know. I don't know till I watch you hit some. I see the numbers that we're looking at right there and get a handle of what's right for you. But I do know that most people that we get in here spin the ball with their driver way too much. They're up there in the 35. That one I hit with that shaft that doesn't fit me was over 4,000 in spin. That's the spin that we want for a middle iron that hits the green and stops. I don't want the ball to hit and stop. I want it to roll. Do you understand what I'm saying? So shafts are important to what we're doing. The head is important to what we're doing. The grip is important, not as important as the shaft of the head. But those are things that we do in our fitting that help you get another 7 or 8 yards or 15 yards. In that case, those balls were 30 yards apart in difference when I looked at that, the numbers there. That's what will happen. If you spin the ball 4,000 and then you get it under 2,000, you're not going to see small amounts of yardage. You're going to see as much as 20 yards difference in those shots from the same swing speed, the same ball speed, with a different shaft or a different head that gets the spin where we want it. High launch, low spin. Those are the things when we fitted you for drivers, those of you that are listening to this that you've heard that, say, boy, that's what Stan and Steve talked about. High launch, low spin. And that's what we want. And that's what we got to see the entire ball flight. We got to change shafts. Got to be sure you got the right head. Hey, I know this is all confusing, and you can tell we love it. You heard me say we've got more than 400 shafts. We got all kinds of low spin shafts and low spin heads and high spin heads that we can put on. We'd love to help you. We know what we're doing. We're here to please you. Call us at Ball Golf if you have any questions.